Here's a quick update on the real estate situation in Las Vegas. 6.5 years after the crash, 6.5 years after the Federal Reserve pumped out $16 trillion to bankers throughout the world. In those 6.5 years, people from all over the world have came to Vegas, and they were buying up quite a few of the foreclosures. So it took a while, but that $16 trillion that the Federal Reserve pumped out to the banks, it got to Vegas, but it didn't touch normal Americans. No, not very many normal Americans got their hands on any of that money, but that money flowed pretty well into Europe and South America and Canada. And so those people came in from out of the country, and they bought up quite a few foreclosures throughout Las Vegas in the last 6 years. Now this is a new development, just got started about 6 months ago. So they've already built 2 model homes, and they have people coming in to see these model homes at I think they're probably close to 250,000 as is. And they're working on 2 other houses in this little small development. But most of the money that the Federal Reserve pumped out, and the Canadians and the Latin Americans and the Europeans came in, they mainly bought the used foreclosure homes. And the newer houses like this, believe it or not, they go to a lot of the Asians who have the good jobs in the casinos. I made a little video on how you buy jobs in Vegas, and if you want to, that's pretty good little video, dirty little secrets of Las Vegas buying jobs. And so these new homes like this, they go to the casino workers with juice who know, they know languages like Chinese, Japanese, Korean. That's what the casinos are looking for. But this is kind of funny that there are quite a few foreclosures left, and so they're not building anywhere like they did in the early 2000s. So this is really a small little operation. Back in 2000 and 2005, people would fly in on the weekend, hundreds of people from Denver, Colorado, all over the country. They'd fly in, they'd be waiting in line to buy these homes, in the model homes. And they would bid these prices up pretty good. So we're not anywhere close to that. But a used home in Las Vegas, 1,700 square foot, like these houses, are going for like $200,000. So it came up quite a bit in 6 years from the collapse, because in the collapse they couldn't even sell this house. And a used house of 1,700 square foot used house during the collapse maybe go for $100,000 or less. So the prices have doubled in 6.5 years from the collapse, from the low of the collapse. The prices have almost doubled in Vegas, and that's all because of the $16 trillion that the Federal Reserve pumped out. And of course that money went to all banks, all the big banks, foreign banks included. And of course the foreign banks handed that money over to their friends, and then their friends come to Vegas with cash. Believe you me, in the last 6 years, you did not buy a foreclosure unless you had cash. And that worked out perfect for the foreigners coming into town with a boatload of cash.